Welcome to Chew the Fat with Sue and Sarah, the weekly podcast where we talk health, wellness and weight loss, specifically the Putting Health at the Top weight loss program. Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Thomson and thank you so much for joining us for our very first episode of Chew the Fat. I'm super excited to have you here. So I would like to introduce my business partner and friend, Sue Collier. Hi, Sue.
Hi, Sarah. How are you going?
Very well, thank you. I'm pretty excited. Now, it's funny that we finally launched Chew the Fat because I feel like we've definitely been chewing the fat on it for a while, haven't we?
Oh, absolutely. It's been an ongoing process for me for a couple of years, actually.
Yeah. So we came up with the idea that we'd love to do a podcast to share the Putting Health at the Top fat program. And we thought with our first podcast, it would be a really great idea to introduce ourselves. So, Sue, I guess you've been around a bit longer than me in terms of fat.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell me, when did you first find out about fat? How long ago was that?
So 2 years ago, I'm actually a personal trainer and I've always battled with my weight. Always. I've always been a bigger kind of person, although I was a personal trainer. And one of my clients came in and hadn't been training for about 30 days or so. And she came in and she looked absolutely amazing. And I said to her, wow, what have you been doing? You look great. Anyway, she said, I've been doing this fat thing. And I go, oh, what's that? And of course, me being me, and I have to find out what's going on because I've tried everything, absolutely everything, from taking pills to doing Jenny Craig to light knees, everything. And I'm going to have a look at this. And that's basically how I started.
Right. So that was your first introduction to, for those of you who are not familiar with fat, it's Putting Health at the Top. So it's P-H-A-T-T. So we're not talking about fat, but it's a very clever play on words as a brand name,
definitely.
isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So here in Australia, fat has got some huge momentum. It's been around for about 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah. So it's been going for approximately probably full on for about 4 years. Yeah. And it really is becoming one of the well-known weight loss programs offered in Australia, absolutely, but worldwide.
Right. So when one of your clients came in and said, look, I've been doing this weight loss program called Phatt, and she obviously looked amazing because the results are really fast on fat, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. She honestly had changed her whole look. Like, she went from being quite a dumpy little lady to really, really trim and taut. And then, of course, I just toned her up after that. But yeah, it's very quick. It's basically a 30-day program, and you basically go from being bloated and feeling quite unwell to amazing in very, very quick time.
Yeah. So obviously you could see the results because this client looked amazing. So what did you did some research? Did you jump on board straight away? How did you get started?
So what I did was she had a mentor. So her mentor she got in contact with me basically straight away that same day. But in the meantime, I'd actually done a whole lot of research myself. I'd gone online and I'd looked at the program, I'd looked at the products, and I thought, wow, this is something that I can really help my clients with. What happens, Sarah, is a lot of people actually try to out-train a bad diet. And we've all been, we've all been party to this. But I just thought, wow, I think that, this can help my clients. So what I did was I actually started the program within 3 days.
Wow.
And
so you're all in.
Yeah, I was all in. And I actually didn't have that much weight to lose, but my goal was to get into this particular dress for my husband's Christmas party.
Wow.
And I was like, and my daughter said, there's no way you're going to get into that dress, Mum. And I said, well, as soon as somebody says that to me, it's like, well, I'm going to do the absolute opposite. And I did. And I dropped 8 kilos in the 30 days, which was massive. It's a massive amount of weight.
Yes. And I think one of the things that's most noticeable about the program is a lot of us, I think especially women, we carry that weight around our stomach, and we actually think, especially if we've had children, we think that's it, don't we? And a lot of that actually is bloating, isn't it, in our poor gut health?
Yeah, it is. So most of it is bloating. You'll find that straight away by taking the products and doing the program, it will come down really, really quickly. And I think that's why fat is so successful, because there's instant results. One, you're shaping down quickly, and the other is you're just feeling amazing because your gut is healed. And it is when it all boils down, it is a gut healing program. So, you know, that's what we're working on to make us feel amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, I love that story. And so since then, so that's 2 years ago. So you did the program, you lost weight, you loved it.
Yeah.
But you obviously instantly felt like this is something that you could help as a personal trainer, you could help your clients with.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And every single one of them, whether they liked it or not, were put on the program basically because I just, you know, I'm an older person and I've done a lot and I've seen a lot, and it's the only thing that I could honestly say that I knew that I could help people with. So I popped them all on the program and they all had amazing results. They, you know, I had a man that lost over 15 kilos in the first round.
Wow.
And in the first round, I'm saying, you know, 30 days. And, you know, he just said to me, I just feel like a different person. That everybody says it. They just feel amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's an amazing feeling to be able to offer that to people.
Yeah.
You know, finally found something that can help people.
Fantastic. I love that story. So should we dip into my little journey? Because I met you over 12 months ago now, and I actually run an online marketing business, which is how we met.
Yes, that's right.
And I became your go-to consultant.
So Sarah was my lifesaver, to be perfectly honest, and I'm quite open in saying that, and she still is to this day. But our roles have kind of changed a little bit in that now I'm actually Sarah's mentor. So Sarah has been on the program for one round, really? Yeah.
So I did a round last year when I first met you, and I'll be quite frank and share I've had a few health issues. So I've suffered with endometriosis for all my adult life. And when I met you, I was actually booked to go and have a hysterectomy, this is very personal share, so feeling brave doing it. But yeah, so I was booked to have a hysterectomy, and I did a round with you before I went in, and I lost 10 kilos in the 30 days. And so I went into my hysterectomy feeling less overweight, feeling better, and I feel like I'm certain that my recovery was better because I was carrying less weight.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
So that's it's funny because people always say to me, because endometriosis is a funny thing, it doesn't have a lot of press, and it's something that a lot of, like 1 in 10 women live with it, and it's something that causes can be constant pain, or it can be just pain around your period. So it's something that I've lived with all my adult life, and it's funny. If someone says to me, how's your pain? I feel like answer should be, have a look at how fat I am, because the fatter I am, the worse my pain. And so I just eat my pain. And for me, the Phatt program was something that it was really easy, because endometriosis causes hormonal imbalances, and that makes it really stubborn to lose weight. And the Phatt program was the one thing I dropped. Within 3 days, I felt different. That your stomach feels lighter, and all that bloating that you have, especially with things like endometriosis, just seemed to go.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I've just started a new round myself since Boxing Day.
Yes.
And I'd been kind of leading up to Christmas, I was flat out, and to be perfectly honest, I was being really naughty and was having things that I shouldn't be eating, and I basically bloated right up. And, you know, I've been on since Boxing Day, lost 3 kilos, and honestly, I feel amazing, and that bloat has gone down.
Yes.
It's almost instant to get it, you know, to get that down. But yeah, it's what was probably the main thing that you noticed, Sarah, when you did the program?
I think that within the first night you go to bed, and I suspect we all do this, because you probably listen to this because you probably battle your own weight and own issues. You quite often go to bed, you feel gross. So you have a lot of self-loathing because you just have eaten crap all day, and you also feel tired and really heavy in your stomach. The first day that you do the program, that night you go to bed and you feel different in yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
You feel lighter. You haven't lost weight, or maybe you have, but you actually feel different, and within about 3 days you feel significantly different. And I noticed that straight away, and that's that bloating going down, and that feeling of heaviness that you have at night when you're lying in bed thinking, another day where I just ate crap food. I didn't take care of myself. I didn't honour my body and give my health any consideration. And so when you start to do that on the program, your mindset changes quite quickly.
Absolutely. And I think too, what happens is once you're on the program and, you know, talking about going to bed at night, you know, if you're not eating sugar and processed foods and fats and stuff, you instantly do feel better, you know. But with the program, there's the additional support that helps you through that.
Definitely.
So, and that is what, you know, what helps as well.
Well, that's what makes it successful.
Absolutely, 100%
Definitely.
what makes it successful.
I think we might do a whole episode on mindset, because I really love talking about that. And Sue's amazing. I think being a personal trainer, she has a really good approach to helping with mindset. So that leads us into talking about, you became a mentor quite quickly on Phatt.
I definitely did. I was on the program for a couple of weeks, and all of a sudden I thought, wow, this is really working. And, you know, in this society, we want everything quick. You know, we want, you know, everything's instant. You know, you can jump on Google and you can find something instantly. And everybody wants instant weight loss. Like, that is what people want. And I mean, you know.
Can I wake up tomorrow and be
I know, can we wake up tomorrow and be 60 kilos? No, but we can go close. No, not really. But, you know, I think that is the biggest positive of it, because it's quick, but you're supported through that weight loss part. I mean, it is, you know, an amazing feeling when you get, in the mornings, you get messages from people and they'll say, I've lost 600 grams or I've lost 200 grams. And some people in the first few days will lose 1 kilo a day, which is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really fast. So you became a mentor quite quickly, and so now, a couple of years later, this is your full-time job.
Oh, absolutely. I still consult with my personal training business. I'm still around. My personal training business is run from our property just outside of Perth. And in the last 2 months, I've actually put in a lady to take over. I take over my business. So she basically just rents the space, because I didn't want to let my clients go. I didn't want them to be just sort of left to their own devices. And they've been training with me, some of them, you know, 7-8 years.
Wow.
So I am very blessed that I was able to become a full-time mentor and help more people, because it freed up my time.
Definitely. So what do you love about mentoring people?
Well, I'm a helper. I help everybody. And then my husband calls me Mother Teresa, which is a pretty big accolade. But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, you know, everybody needs some help, and everybody just needs some kindness. And I think that's the biggest thing. You know, people have got to know that they're not alone on this journey. And what happens with the Phatt program is you are actually given a one-on-one mentor. So that mentor is there for you whenever you want, whatever questions you don't know. Now, we've all done programs where, you know, from the chemist, Terry White's chemist had one at one stage, and it was a shake diet, and, you know, you went in there once a week and you can get weighed. But what we ask is that you actually contact us every day, so we can just keep you on track. And it's just nice to touch base with someone. Like, some people don't have anybody in their lives that they can actually talk to. And I think it's really, really important, and that's why the Phatt program is so successful, is because of that one-on-one mentoring.
Definitely.
You know?
And we know the research shows really heavily that, and this is why things like Weight Watchers make you go to a meeting, they make you weigh in once a week, because we know as human beings, if we have to be accountable and we have to actually share that information with someone, we will definitely stick to it much better.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, we're talking people that, you know, I've got one lady who started the program just under 200 kilos, and, you know, she was basically a hermit in her own house. You know, she couldn't even put shoes on her feet. She couldn't work. She would not go outside of the house, but she had me to talk to every day. And, you know, she said to me just recently, you know, you saved my life, Sue. And I go, oh, and I was like, I didn't realise that I had done that. And she goes, you've got no idea what you've done for me. And I said, well, wow, like, you're such an inspiration, because now she's lost over 50 kilos. I mean, she's still got a long way to go. There's no doubt about it. But every single day.
Well, that's what's that? 25% of your body weight?
Yeah.
My maths is terrible.
You're better at maths than me. But, you know, she will say to me all the time, you know, I just know that you're there, and, you know, you're there and you're caring, and there's never any judgment. And, you know, that's what a lot of my mentees come back to me and say, you know, you're always there and you never judge. And look, you know, let's face it, we all have days where we might fall off the wagon a little bit, and you may not get all your water in, or you may eat something that you shouldn't eat. But you know what? That's life, and we have to move forward. You know, obviously if you stick to the program 100%, you're going to get 100% results. There's no doubt about that. But, you know, there are days when you might not be 100% on point, but you can always just pop back to your mentor and they will help you get through those times.
Definitely. And I know because you've been mentoring me, I know that you're there. So you're very, very sure that you make sure people check in and you say, how you going? Are you okay? And you're definitely very non-judgmental. And I really like that because I live in a family of skinnies, which is really annoying.
Oh no,
so,
there's lots of those around.
And I actually work at home, and so I work with my husband who's now 46. I'm going to just say this because he might not listen to this. And so we've been together 14 years, and I remember when I met him, he was obviously quite a lot younger, and gosh, he can eat. And I remember thinking, that's going to catch up with him one day.
It hasn't though, has it?
No. So, and both my children are competitive swimmers, so they exercise so much. They're all fit and we walk every day. So I live in this house where people can eat whatever they like. And I swear I just walk past that fridge and I put on weight. I don't even open the door. So I definitely have battled with my weight all my life. And as I said, my endometriosis and my pain have definitely been the reason why I have sought comfort in food.
Absolutely.
And I think that we all know that we have different reasons for why we eat and for why we have the habits that we have. And I think one of the things that I really liked about Phatt is I look, and I don't know if we're allowed to mention other companies, but I'm going to. I did Weight Watchers in the past, and I love that idea of tracking points and stuff. But what's not good about it is the reason I'm overweight is I don't actually control my portions.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm not going to eat 2 pieces of chocolate out of a block.
No, you're going
and so that might only be 2 points, but I'm going to eat the whole block. So for me, something like Phatt where it says you're not having any of those sugar products, that actually works for me because if I was able to control my portions and eat in moderation, I probably wouldn't be overweight to start with. So for me, I'm a bit of an all or nothing girl, and I quite like that aspect of the discipline. For other people, it is hard, but to me, I just think, no, if I was able to eat kind of those junk foods, and chocolate is my bad thing, if I was able to eat that in moderation, I wouldn't be overweight.
That's the thing. And we're going to talk about mindset in another session, but it really is just changing your thinking.
Yeah.
It really is just, you know, not thinking about those things. Like if I'm perfectly fine if I don't touch it. If I can go weeks and weeks and weeks without sugar, and then as soon as I get that first little lick of, you know, something sugary, that's the end of me, honestly, and I will just gnaw at whatever I can find that's sweet. Now, the reason why that is because sugar is actually more addictive than cocaine. So there's been lots of testing done on, animals, rats and mice and stuff. And, you know, you can see the difference in the ones that are being given sugar and the ones that haven't. And, you know, the ones that have been given it just crave it more and more. And, you know, we are exactly the same. There's no difference. You know, it is very, very addictive. But if you can break that cycle, you know, you are halfway there. You know, you just turn that off out of your brain and you are halfway there. But, you know, on the Phatt program, we do have a product that helps with cravings.
Yes.
And it is an amazing little product in a tiny little bottle, and we all carry it around in our handbags.
Oh, we do. I'm actually, because obviously, because chocolate's my thing, I suffer bad withdrawals. So those first couple of days, I'm literally like an addict rocking in the corner. And so I remember being at lunch with someone and I kept putting these drops in my water, and she's like, what are you doing? I said, oh, these are to really help with cravings. Do you struggle with that? And I said, I'm really struggling.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I think that in truth, most of us would struggle if we had to come off sugar. We don't actually do that.
No.
So we don't know that's what's going to happen to us.
Oh, and it's an amazing, you know, like the first 3 days on the program is when people do have 100% detox symptoms going on.
Yes.
You know, but because we've got things in place that we can take, it actually helps with those cravings. And, you know, we're loading you up with all the good fats and stuff on the first 3 days. So it really does help.
Definitely.
But definitely your mindset, Sarah. You've got to
Yeah, absolutely.
keep on
so
that.
I'll try and wrap up this session just by saying, look, we would love you to join us weekly. So Chew the Phatt is going to be a weekly podcast. It's going to be generally Sue and myself. We have got it in mind to have a couple of guest speakers. We've got a beautiful naturopath in our team that we're going to be interviewing that talks a lot about stress and sleep and weight, which is something that we all can relate to. But what our plan is to have a weekly podcast. They're going to go for about 20 to 30 minutes. So if you're going to go and do a walk, pop us in your ears and listen to us while you're out walking, because that's the perfect link for a walk, isn't it, Sue?
Absolutely. It's funny, Sarah, this morning I was down on the beach and I was given an Apple Watch, and I YouTubed it and said, oh, yes, you can listen to your music. So, I popped my earpods in, got onto the beach, and it wouldn't work. And I'm like, oh, my goodness, what am I going to do on my walk now? But anyway, we got through it, and earpods and, listening to podcasts while you're exercising and walking is a great idea, definitely.
Fantastic. So every week our beautiful VA is going to be putting up our show notes on our website called chewthefat.com, and the show notes will have some summaries for you. They'll have links if we reference other websites that you can go to. So do check out the website chewthefat.com. Do be sure to download and subscribe to us on whatever platform it is that you're listening to us on. And we would love to hear from you. So on the website, we're also going to have a feedback form. So if there is something that you would like us to talk about, a topic that is really, you want Sue and I to sit here and chew the fat, which is what our plan is, we would be happy to take your feedback. So thank you so much for tuning into our very first episode. We're thrilled to have you with us, and we hope that you're going to be joining us every single week.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, bye. Thanks for tuning in to Chew the Fat with Sue and Sarah. Remember to head on over to our website, chewthefat.com, for all our show notes, links, and much, much more.